for lecture. All right, so again, make sure you have a whiteboard, and you will also need a pencil, scissors, and a ruler, or a printer if you're going to print out the triangles. Okay, just one announcement today. I left a message on Google Classroom for students who did not get credit for yesterday's whiteboard assignment. So if you didn't get credit for it because you were absent or you didn't have a whiteboard that was filled out, I recorded the lecture, posted it on Google Classroom so you could watch it, do the work on a separate sheet of paper, and upload the pictures. So that way you can still get credit for it if you missed it for some reason, okay? So let me post the whiteboard link one more time. I think somebody just popped in here. Again, you need a whiteboard. And I'm gonna click over to our whiteboard tab here, okay? All right, so be on your whiteboard tab on your computer and make sure you click toggle my teacher whiteboard so you can see what I'm doing. We're gonna do the same thing I did yesterday. I'm gonna push you the picture and we're gonna do the first one together. So that way you write it down on your whiteboard while I'm doing it on mine. And then you guys will do 2 by yourself, okay? And then after we do these, we're gonna cut out a triangle. So it looks like we got almost everybody here. So I'm gonna go ahead and push this picture to you. Okay, and let's just make sure it gets loaded. It's been loading a little slow today. It looks like it may have kicked some people off, so you might have to log back in. Okay, and it's still loading for some people here. Okay, so again, if you haven't gotten a whiteboard yet, you need to have one. And then let me push this. All right, so we're gonna do this one together. Let me just push to the blank boards to make sure everybody gets this. Okay, all right, so same thing as yesterday, you need to have 2 colors, and then we're going to label the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent sides. Let me scoot my screen over. All right, so starting with angle X, remember you want to bold your reference angle so you know which one it is. So angle X is our reference angle, so go ahead and bold that. And then, sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. All right, and then we're gonna label hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So here's the hypotenuse is 15. The opposite side is 9. And the adjacent side is 12. Okay, hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So we always start there. Now that we have our sides labeled, we're going to actually write ratios or fractions. So yesterday we just said what the length of the side was, and today we actually want to write fractions. So for 1A, I need to write opposite over hypotenuse. So my opposite side is a 9, so I will put a 9. And then I'm going to put over, my hypotenuse is a 15, so 15. So for 1A, you'll have 9 over 15. So write that down. Still trying to push to people who have blank boards here. Hopefully it loads for you guys that have blank boards. All right, then 1B, adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent side is 12. So I'll put 12 and then over 15 for 1B. Then 1C is opposite over adjacent. So my opposite is the 9. My adjacent is the 12. So I'm going to put 9 over 12. Okay, so you have 3 fractions. So today we're doing fractions. Okay, good. It looks like it loaded for everybody finally. Okay, then we're going to pick a different color and do the second part. So I'll pick blue. And I'm going to bold my Y because my reference angle is y now. Hypotenuse doesn't change. And then the 12 becomes my opposite side, and the 9 becomes my adjacent side. So you're going to label hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent again in a different color. Okay, once you have that labeled, then you do your fractions again. But remember, the opposite and the adjacent are different now, so your fractions will be slightly different. So 2a is opposite over hypotenuse. This time my opposite side is 12. So for 2a, I'm going to have 12 over 15. For 2b, my adjacent side is 9. So I'll have 9 over 15 for 2b. And then for 2c, opposite over adjacent has switched, so I'll have 12 over 9. All right, so that's what we're doing today. Like I said, almost the same thing we were doing yesterday, except now we're writing fractions. So we have 3 trig functions, right? We have sine, cosine, and tangent. So each one of these ratios is going to represent either sine, cosine, or tangent. So in our notes, we figure out which one is which. But right now, we're just practicing writing the ratios, okay? All right, so I'm going to let you guys try one by yourselves. Make sure you are writing on your slides because I do check you off as you're completing them. I'm going to push this new one to you. As soon as you get it, you can start. I need to see your triangle labeled and your fractions, okay? And as soon as I see that, I check you off for your credit on this one. Good, it looks like everybody has a whiteboard. Be careful, the hypotenuse is always the longest side. So make sure you don't have it labeled incorrectly. So again, I need to see your triangle sides labeled and then your fractions. It's looking pretty good. And remember, you should have fractions, not just numbers, because we're writing ratios right now. Go a couple more minutes. Okay, it looks really good, guys. All right, so let's just go over this one really quick. Pen. All right, so angle X is my first reference angle. I have hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So 1A should be 17 over 29. 1B is going to be 23 over 29. And then 1C is going to be 17 over 23. Oops, that's supposed to be a 2. 23. Okay, and then we change colors. Okay, let me bold Y. So now Y becomes my reference angle, and I have hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So 2A is 23 over 29. 1B is 17 over 29. And 1C is 23 over 17. So it looks really good, guys. I think everybody got this one right. And let me just double check. And it looks like everybody wrote it down. Excellent job. All right, so we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna move on to our triangle cutout. All right, so here we go. Pushing to you guys. As soon as you get it, you can fill it out. It looks like it got pushed to everybody. There's a couple people, it's taking a minute. There we go. Okay. Finally loaded for everybody. You guys are getting quick. Got a couple more minutes. Okay, I need to see your triangle sides labeled and your fractions. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go over this one. I think most people are finishing up number 2 right now. Okay. So, angle X is my reference angle. I'm gonna bold that one, and then I have hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So opposite over hypotenuse is 24 over 41 for 1A. 1B, adjacent over hypotenuse, is 37 over 41. 1C is opposite over adjacent, which is 24 over 37. And then change colors. So Y is now my reference angle. I have hypotenuse, opposite over opposite and adjacent. So 2A, opposite over hypotenuse, now is 37 over 41. Adjacent over hypotenuse is 24 over 41. And then opposite over adjacent is 37 over 24. That should be a 37 up here, 37. All right. It looks good. All right, so now is the time. If you are going to be able to print the triangle on Google Classroom, you can start printing it now. If you are not able to print and you need to draw the triangle, you're going to get a paper, a pencil, a ruler, and everybody needs scissors. So let me write this in the chat. So pencil, paper, ruler, and scissors, or print the triangle. Okay. Oh, that's weird. My chat just started working briefly. All right, so I'm going to click over to our Google Classroom here on Google Meets. This is not our Google Classroom. This is our Google Classroom. Okay, so if you go to our classwork under today, 1-6 in class ratios on whiteboard and cutout, there is a right triangle template there. And so either you're going to print this triangle or you're going to draw it. Okay, it has to be exactly the same triangle though. So you're going to draw it or print it. Make sure you fill in the little 90-degree symbol there, and you fill in the little double arc off to the side. I have the picture up on Google Meet if you need to see it. Okay, so you are either printing this or drawing this right now. Let me find mine. Let me put mine somewhere. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Once you draw and or print this, I'm going to show you on Google Meet what you're doing with it. So I'm going to hold mine up to the camera, okay? Once you have it drawn, you're going to label which one is the hypotenuse, and you're using this, the double arc as your reference angle. So you're going to write down which side is the hypotenuse, which side is the opposite side, and which side is the adjacent side. So you're labeling the sides of this triangle based on that double arc for your reference angle, okay? So this one, like what I have here in Google Meet, this is what your triangle is going to look like when you're done with it. If you can't find any scissors, just draw it and cut it out later. But once you're finished drawing or printing and labeling your triangle, You're going to turn your camera on and you're going to show it to me, and I'm going to check you off as having it done, okay? So I'm going to make my Google Meet a little bit bigger. And just leave your camera on with your triangle up until I say your name, and then you can turn your camera back off because that means I checked you off, okay? We have 7 minutes left of class, so that should be plenty of time for you to show me your completed triangle. Okay, so Isabella, you can turn your camera on and show me your triangle, and I'll mark you off. Here we go. Looks good. I can see it. I can see it. Looks good. Got you marked off. All right, turn your cameras on and show me your triangles. Renzo, did you label the sides, Renzo? Gotta label the sides. Nicholas looks good. Nicholas P looks good. Mark you off. Yeah, James, that's fine. Make sure you upload it to Google Classroom. Ivan, did you label your sides? Because I see a blank triangle there. So let me show you guys mine again, just real quick. Gotta have your sides labeled, okay? Yeah, it's okay. All right, Renzo, you're good now. Yes, Maya, that's fine. Gabby, got you.
Do we click mark as done after?
Yes, you can. Mackenzie, looks good. Okay, Eric, show me your triangle. All right. Looks good. Got it. We got 4 minutes left. Okay, John, you want to show me? Oh, Daniel, so the triangle that I have on Google Meet right now, you're drawing it and labeling the sides. Okay, John, I got you. Labeling the sides as, let me see here, hypotenuse, adjacent, and opposite, and then you're turning your camera on and showing me that you did it, okay? Sergio, good. Ivan, good. Okay, so Ivan, Sergio, John, here's the other person, there we go. Jason. Okay, yeah, Jason, I can see it. Thank you. Jose looks good. Alondra looks good. We got 3 minutes left, guys. Okay, Isaac. That looks good, Isaac. And Nicholas A. Can you put it a little closer, Nicholas? Let me see here. Okay, yeah, I can see it. There we go. You're good. Let's see here. Berleo, I got you. Daniel, I got you. Anthony, yours is a little blurry. Back it up a little bit. I can kind of see it. Yeah, I can see it, Anthony. It's a little blurry, but I can tell that you did it. All right, so hold on. We had Anthony, Daniel, and Berleo. That was the other person. Edwin, looks good. 2 minutes, guys. Let's see, Jonathan. Jonathan, you can turn your camera on and show me. See, Adrian. Adrian looks good. One minute. So this triangle is your notes. It's just so that you remember how to label the sides, because once we start doing trig, that might be something you forget. So I like to have a triangle you can reference. Jonathan. There you go. Thank you. Okay, Jonathan, you're good. Probably just a few seconds left. Oh, not even. All right. So you can show me right now before you leave, or you can upload it to Google Classroom if you haven't had a chance to show me. All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay, Maya. You too, Renzo.
I'm almost done with it.
Okay.
So I was in the computer right now.
That's fine.
Wait, you wanted us to label it?
Yeah, with the sides. Like the hypotenuse, the opposite, and the adjacent.
Okay. Okay, I think it's like this, but I'm not sure.
Let's take a look. Hypotenuse. You've got opposite and adjacent reversed.
Oh, so adjacent goes down there?
Yep, because it's next to the angle, and then the opposite is the opposite of the angle.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll mark you off.
Okay, thank you. And then do you want me to cut it off?
Yeah, if you can, just cut it out. You don't have to, I guess, but if you think it'll be easier to look at, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay.